Once upon a time, in a picturesque village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a wise and humble farmer named Thomas. Thomas was known throughout the village for his wisdom and kindness. He had a small but thriving farm, and he always had a piece of advice or a story to share with anyone who sought his guidance. One sunny morning, as Thomas was tending to his crops, a young boy named Jacob approached him. Jacob was full of excitement and said, "Good morning, Mr. Thomas. I've heard that you are the wisest person in our village. Can you teach me something valuable today?" Thomas smiled at the eager young boy and nodded. "Of course, Jacob. But first, let's take a walk." They strolled through the fields, and Thomas began to share his story. "Many years ago, when I was your age, I faced a dilemma. I had a small piece of land, just like this one. But my neighbor, Mr. Wilson, had a much larger and more fertile plot. I was envious of his success and often wished I had what he had." Jacob listened intently as they continued to walk. "One day, I decided to visit Mr. Wilson and ask for his secret to such a bountiful harvest. He welcomed me into his home and shared his wisdom. He said, 'Thomas, it's not the size of the land that matters, but how well you take care of it.' He explained that he had worked tirelessly to improve his soil, planting the right seeds and tending to his crops with love and care. He advised me to do the same." Jacob asked, "So, did you follow his advice?" Thomas nodded. "Indeed, I did. I started paying more attention to my land, learning about crop rotation, and investing time in nurturing the soil. Slowly but surely, my harvests improved. Over time, I realized that my neighbor, Mr. Wilson, wasn't my competition. Instead, he was my mentor and friend, helping me become a better farmer." Jacob looked puzzled. "But what's the moral of this story?" Thomas smiled warmly at Jacob. "The moral, my dear boy, is that envy and jealousy can blind us to the opportunities right in front of us. Instead of focusing on what others have, we should concentrate on improving ourselves and our own circumstances. Comparison and rivalry can lead to bitterness, but cooperation and learning from one another can lead to growth and success." Jacob nodded, beginning to understand. "So, it's not about having more, it's about doing more with what we have?" "Exactly," Thomas replied. "Now, let me share another piece of wisdom with you. In life, you will face challenges, just like I did. But every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Embrace those challenges, for they are the stepping stones to your future success." Over the years, Jacob visited Thomas often, learning valuable life lessons and farming techniques. He grew up to be a wise and successful farmer himself, known for his generosity and willingness to help others. And so, the story of Thomas and Jacob became a legend in their village, a tale of how wisdom, humility, and the willingness to learn can turn envy into inspiration and lead to a life filled with growth, happiness, and success.